Turn around. Yeah, your lower back looks great without a tail.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do I have dimples?
You do. You do have back dimples. Like really prominent ones too.
Do you like back dimples?
You know, they do something for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Also, your boobs look massive.
Oh God. It's kind of weird to tell the story now, I guess, because I feel quite different about it, right? Whenever I was telling anyone else before, it was a bit more, uh, let's say emotionally driven. No, I'm just kind of telling a story. That makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, well, basically, the beginning is from all of the, like, Baker stuff and what actually went down and what happened. Because I kind of screamed a TLDR the other day that didn't really make too much
It was not good,
sense.
Candace.
Yeah, I realized after that and I started overthinking. And yeah. So, actually, I'm gonna go from the beginning. When I first met
The
you.
beninging?
Beginning. beginning.
The beninging?
Okay, you are making this out of beginning. Okay. The beginning, which is
Beninging.
when I first met you. And when I first met you, I didn't know that I liked women in any way.
Could have fooled me.
What do you mean?
We exchanged 3 words before we were holding each other.
Yeah, you know, like I best friends.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say no. You pulled me in, and I just was like, there. Okay, look, maybe I was in denial. Okay.
I think you were in denial. Yeah.
Maybe I was in denial. Because when we hugged that day, I did definitely. I was out of breath, you know. I was feeling kind of like woozy, no, like dizzy. I don't know what the words were. I don't know. It did things to me, okay, and I just thought I didn't know what that meant at the time, so I just moved on with the day and whatever. And then I saved your life, and that was really cool. And it was, I would do it any day of the week, all the time. And then I guess after that I met Baker, and I didn't get to see you as much, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what different shifts will do to you.
It could have been you that brought me out the closet. God, I wish it had been that way.
In a way, I kind of did, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you started the, well, I mean, after that, I did start asking people that were gay, like, what it was like to be gay. And how they knew. So yeah, maybe I was like, maybe it was kind of you, actually.
Maybe.
You opened the door, but I was just sat in the corner of the closet, still not too sure.
Yeah, too scared to leave Narnia.
Exactly. So, after all of that, considering how I was feeling, and I wasn't too sure, I then met Baker. God. I wish I didn't, I'm gonna be honest. But I did, and she came onto me really, really hard. Like, a lot. She essentially dragged me out of that closet. She would, she kind of started with, she What? She like started our okay, we were gonna ride. This was on like a second day after we'd like ridden a little bit the day before, and then the second day she started by telling me how to give girls head, and how she likes pillows a lot because they give her head every night, and then she also like hugged me pretty closely as well in the beginning. So immediately I'm like, ooh, oh, what the fuck is this? You know? I'm like panicking. And then it kind of continued from there. She would just keep flirting with me the whole day. She took her top off and she lap danced on me. Imagine this for like a girl that's just figuring out these things and is very confused. Yeah, so she also kept calling me like a good girl.
Did you know about Lana at this time?
She did mention on the first day.
Knew.
Okay.
Goodness.
So look, the thing is, I wasn't the one dancing on me. Okay, look. I'm not saying that I didn't do anything wrong, because I'll be completely honest, okay? But it was initially at the beginning when she was like, she already started telling me like how to like, you know, how to give head to a lady, how this like pillow, etc., etc. But then I said, and then we were talking about like platonically like kissing friends, right? So I said, oh, so if I kissed you right now, like, would that be platonic? And she said, no, I think my girlfriend would kill me. And so at that point I was like, okay. And I didn't push it. I didn't push it that time. So on the first day, it was kind of all her. Even after she said my girlfriend would kill me. So that first day, I was honestly just a blubbering fool who wasn't really sure what was happening, wasn't sure what I was feeling, whether I was even into women, and was quite confused. There was a lot of words said, there was a lot of actions done, and I ended the day by basically saying to her to like, let's give it a bit, like at least today, and let's give it today at least. You go talk to your girlfriend, because I said that I didn't want to be in a three-way at that point. I said I don't want to be in this like weird triangle, right? I don't want to be in this weird triangle. I would love to like explore some things with you more, but I need you to talk to your girlfriend. And so that's kind of how that night was left. I then went home, I made use of my nightstick, I had a workout, and I made a bunch of outfits. And then the next day, I'm not so innocent, I would have to say. Did you want to go down to the pier, by the way? Is that why we're here?
Whatever, yeah, well, yeah, whatever you want to do. Let's just drive around wasting gas.
Oh, let's stop wasting your gas then. Let's go down. I like looking at the water.
What?
Yes. There's no need to that. I wanted to see if she got onto it or not. Oh. Oh, City Onyx. Are you keeping up?
Yeah, I was not used to you walking so fast.
Sorry. Oh my god, it's
view's
Ashley!
nice. It is!
Oh my god.
Hey, girl!
I cut my engine to save gas, but then I had trouble restarting it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
She's having a moment.
Yeah, I think she is.
I'll call later.
She's weird, but she's funny. Oh god. This cat's so cute.
Okay, so, I mean...
Okay, so that was the first day, which, well, one, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Two, I didn't know if I even liked women. Three, I just was taken aback by everything. and what it was all doing to me because I didn't understand it. So as I said, I went home, sorted myself out, thought through everything, and kind of came back with a vengeance. And so the next day, I then decide to kind of pay back because of how like stunlocked I was the day before. And I showed her all of my outfits, and you know, I guess flirted as well, which she also reciprocated. But then I basically told her that I will give her time and I will wait for her to decide what she wants, because at this time she's like, I don't know what to decide. I like both of you. So I waited and I said, I will wait and I'll be a good girl and I will wait as long as you need. So at that point, it turns out that Lana had been in the in the room next door too, because Baker and Lana lived next to each other in the apartments, and that's where we were.
So Lana overheard everything.
Yeah, she later told me she'd overheard a bit more than what she and like she'd heard quite a bit. Yeah, that's what she told me. And so Baker's obviously panicking the whole day and panicking. And even after that, though, even after she's panicking and she knows that she's in the other room and that she has heard a lot of things, she then still continues to flirt with me all day. We literally take our tops off again and start lap dancing on top of this stage down like Jerry Calloway Road. And then she goes and speaks to Lana. And I'm like, cool, you do what you need to do. You go and sort yourself out, because right now you're kind of, like, she was kind of messing us both around, honestly. And so I went away and I let her do her thing. Then she calls me back, and on the way back over, bearing in mind this is after she's spoken to Lana, I'm like, okay, I'm coming. And then on the phone, she goes, oh, you're what? And I say, I'm coming. And she says, not right now, you're not, or not till later, or something like that. Which I was kind of shocked by, because like she's just spoken to her, like her current girlfriend at the time, and then she's still speaking to me like that. So I was still a little bit, you know, taken aback. And then once I get up there, she speaks to me. She says, I've chosen Lana. And I'm like, okay. But then she's like, actually, I still don't know. I still want you, though. And she keeps calling me, you know, dangerous. I'm the poisonous fruit. I'm this, I'm that, whatever.
She called you that?
Yeah, she called me dangerous a lot.
So she's blaming you for her lack of self-control?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yikes.
Yes. So, oh, she got it. So, yeah, she kept calling me dangerous. She was like, I'm really hot, I'm this, I'm that. And it was a whole big conversation. And then she jumps into the water. So then I jump into the water after her. This is a lighthouse. We've both jumped off. We've had this whole conversation. Bloom was there. Pond was there. There was a bunch of people there. Skylar was there. Yeah, I know. It turned into a party, I guess. And then when we swam out of the water, Lana shows up because they've called Lana there, which I actually told her not to. And not for any benefit of my own, but because Lana had texted her saying, if I see you two together, I might push you off the cliff to Baker. And so I was like, for your own good, you probably shouldn't invite her here. But she continued to invite her here. And so then she turns up. We're running up from the water together. And Lana sees me. She says, you look nice. And I'm like, wow, thanks. And then she says, yeah, I don't need to see anymore. And basically kind of breaks up with Baker on the spot and drives away.
Odd.
Yes. So then Baker is running after her, and I then get in the car and drive after Baker because I see a bunch of like kittens that look very dangerous. And obviously at this point, I'm like, you know, very, fallen very fast and hard. And so I go after her and I'm like, you good? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. She's obviously, you know, not really quite there. She's feeling quite sad. She's crying. She's all this and that. I then say to her, do you want a hug? She's like, no. I'm like, that's fine. And then I'm like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be alone? Like, do you want to do this? And so she says, you know, she wants to go think about it. I get her some food, blah, blah, blah. She thinks about it for the night. And then she goes to sleep. A few things happen that night, but not really too important. I won't waste your time, because the next morning is probably one of the important days. As I'd said, I was giving her time. I was giving her space. The next day comes around. I'm in my apartment, taking some pictures of myself, with some cute outfits on, and she calls me and she wants to talk. I say, okay, we can talk. She comes around into my apartment, which has a great view, by the way. I don't think I've shown you.
I don't think so. You've only saw my apartment, which I don't have anymore, by the way.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Why not?
Got an RV, just trying to save some money.
Fair enough. Hobbies are great. I do
clean,
quite
look,
like hobbies.
clean up after myself now, okay?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I have a ways to go, but I'm doing better.
Months. Oh, good, good. Good. For the record, I don't think I'd mind the mess so much now. a lot's happened.
You say
I've
that.
kind of got used to, I've gotten used to not perfect living. But yes. Then the next day she talks to me and we're in my apartment and she's just constantly like, you're dangerous. I really like I want to do so many things to you right now. Like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. And then she walks away. She keeps like calling people to like snap her out of it because she's like, no, I want Lana. I want this. I think I want this. Oh, one point I forgot was that she said she loved Lana and she lusted me. And that was kind of where, yeah. So she kept doing that. She kept going back and forth. I then took her up to the roof and essentially in that conversation I said to her, I saw myself in her and that I think that she's a free spirit and that she, you know, she needed to spread her wings and not cage herself away because I could see her just like regretting that later down the line. It's kind of the TLDR of it, really. And I took her to the roof and we had a conversation up there. I see the next part. And I basically said to her that I said if it wasn't me, it would be another girl because I don't think she can help herself.
It sounds like it.
And honestly, speaking to Lana later, she kind of seemed to agree with me on that one. So after we've had our whole conversation on the roof, she then is panicking. She doesn't know what to do still. I think she texted Sally because then suddenly Sally shows up on the roof. And then Baker's whole demeanor completely changes. And she ends up kind of lying, just like flat out in front of me and Sally. Because Sally's there, she starts saying how, no, I've said I've decided this and I want this. And then I say, but you just said how much you want me and you want this, etc., etc. And Sally's literally like, what do you mean? And I literally said, look, you can leave if you want to leave. If you pick Lana, you pick Lana. Like, that, just go. And so she walked out. So obviously, after that, as much as I was glad she finally made a fucking decision, I was distraught, very sad. That was the day I got very drunk. And I burnt my face. So then I ended up in ICU. And when I wake up a couple of days later, Fred is the first one to come and get me. But Baker does show up. So I go with her and we talk for a bit. And she wants to have a chat. And she continues to say the lines of, I still don't know what I want. I'm not sure what I do. Obviously, at this point, I'm like, I'm done, right? But I'm not quite done. Like, I'm done, but I'm not done, you know? And then in that conversation, she tells me she loves me. So I'm thrown for a loop, and I'm like, but wait, you said yesterday you choose Lana, right? Like,
Yikes.
you've made your decision. So she told me she loves me that day, and I'm just like, I basically said to her, look, you either come upstairs and fuck me right now, or you kick rocks. And I gave her an ultimatum, and she still couldn't fucking decide. She was still teetering it on each side on this fucking seesaw of indecisiveness. So then, God, I get lost at this part of the story. Then she just couldn't stop. Fuck, what's the next part? Give me a second, the brain gets woozy around here. They go there, she tells her she loves her, and then I think the kindness was done, right? Oh, I remember what the next step was. The next thing was that I then went and I was done at this point. I was done whether I was emotionally done or not emotionally done. I was just done with the situation. So I wanted to make the decision for her. I went and spoke to Lana, and I told Lana everything. I told Lana how pretty much every single nitty-gritty detail of what we did, what I did wrong, what Baker did wrong, etc. I just tried to be as honest as I could and just tell her everything, because at that point I didn't have anything to lose. I'd lost my career, I'd lost my face, I'd lost the person who I thought I loved, and I just thought this was the only thing I can do really at this point. What else is there? And honestly, Lana, she said she felt bad for me, and that she wanted to be friends, which was very surprising to me. I didn't really get it, but it was nice. And after that, we actually kind of have become friends. She's kind of my elder gay, is what she called it.
Well, I'm glad you guys were able to become friends over all of this.
Yeah, I'm really glad too, because she's lovely, and
She is very lovely, which I'll be honest, Candace, when you first told me all this stuff, it did have an effect on how I felt on you a little bit. Because I do respect Lana, and it was very sad to hear that this had happened, but I know that you were kind of in a space mentally where you were vulnerable, and you had that vulnerability kind of manipulated.
Yeah, I was very vulnerable. Like, I see so clearly now.
Oh, so just drop that. Sorry.
I like see a lot more clearly now, and it's a bit embarrassing that I was in that place, you know, and that I let it all kind of happen like that. But one thing I am glad for is the friendship with Lana. To be honest, it's been really nice. Everything okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Do you need to go somewhere?
No, not really.
Romance Lana. She tried.
I hurt somebody yesterday, is all.
Oh, is everything okay? Fuck.
I don't know yet. Time will tell, I guess.
Everyone always says that. Well, if you want to talk about that at any point, then we can. This is Lula.
Just a guy I grew up with has feelings for me, and I thought maybe I had feelings for him, and maybe I do. I don't know, but he was okay with the idea of open relationships, but we hadn't really talked about it yet, and the day that he told me that he had feelings for me, I took you home. Or, well, not home, but to the swap meet. So I was just being honest with him about what happened, and I guess that really hurt his feelings. So
Mm,
I
I
think that might be
see.
out of the question now.
How does that make you feel?
I don't regret the night that we spent together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had an attraction to you since the day that we met, what, over a month ago?
Yeah.
You saved my life, and I view you in high regard because of that. I wouldn't be here today, I think, if you didn't save me that day.
Oh, I'm very glad I saved you because I'd be very sad if you weren't here.
Yeah. So, I don't know. He doesn't really understand, but it's hard to be mad at him for not understanding. I don't think I would understand either.
Hmm. But you said he was okay with it at first.
Yeah. He takes his job very seriously.
Mm-hmm. Is it because I'm a
So,
cadet?
um, he thinks you can do better,
He thinks he can do better.
but no, that you can do better, you know?
Oh,
I know you.
as an officer?
Yeah, as an officer.
Well, tell him I'm now solo and got my final on Friday. I'm sure he'll be very surprised.
Yeah. I'm really proud of you for that, by the way, and I mean that.
Thank you. I'm just complacent. Like I have quite a grip on things, but I normally only really try when I kind of need to.
Yeah.
I got that though, you know, I understand it. Hmm.
I'm sure he also views you as someone of a threat, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. I understand. The thing that's like making this complex for me for you is that he said he was okay with the openness before you went ahead, because I don't see you being the type of person to like go ahead without having that like kind of confirmation.
Uh, I did, I guess. I don't know. We had plans to talk with my brother because my brother's not too fond of the idea of him and I together.
Oh.
And we had to discuss whether we wanted to risk ruining a lifelong friendship if things didn't work out very well, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, if this is what ruins it, then maybe it wasn't meant to be either. We weren't together by any means, you know? Am I wrong? Like, maybe I need to see a therapist.
Oh god. Well, I'll get to that part, but I wouldn't bother going to a licensed therapist. They're not very good.
Really?
Yeah. I went
Just
to
tell you to write in a journal.
I went to 2 yesterday and god they were awful. Okay, they were god awful. I actually met this fucking child and a trailer park guy and they gave me way better advice. Kind of crazy, really.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, anyway, we can keep talking about that if you want. But I
Oh,
will
God, no.
also. Okay. Well, I'll continue the story. And do let me know if you've got any questions as well.
Okay.
So, I start talking to Lana a bunch, right? And I talked to a few other girlies as well. Some officers, some not. And it turns out that I was one of, I think it was about 7 people that Baker was fucking with. So,
how many?
About 7 in the space of 3 weeks. Now, the order of them, I can't tell you for certain. I just know the end was Lana and myself. But before that, I don't really know. So, yeah, you can tell I was probably quite shocked at that point.
Yeah.
And so then I go to sleep. You know, I take my morphine. I have my beer. I send myself to bed. And Lana ends the conversation with, you know, I think she said she wanted to talk to Baker and that she felt sorry for me and she wanted to be friends. So that kind of surprised me with how that transpired. But then the next day comes and I think this is the next day. I don't think I'm skipping one. But the next time I spoke to Baker was then after I wasn't doing so good. Baker texts me and wants to meet. So I give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, fine, one more conversation. So we go to the pier and we talk. And that was where she tells me that she's been thinking about it, having therapy, and that she realized that she needs to accept or come to terms or apologize. I can't even remember what the words were, but the things that I took away was that she called me a test and that I was nothing to her. And so, and the test part was I was a test of her, like self-control, and I was nothing to her.
Jesus.
So, yeah. Like, it's my responsibility to test her self-control. I don't know. She said that she always put the feelers out to people and then never expected them to, like, give back. And so when someone did, she didn't know what the fuck to do. And then that was...
please.
Yeah.
That's some, like, psychotic behavior to, like, use people in that way.
Right? Isn't, like, yeah, it was crazy. I was just kind of stood there like, what the fuck? So yesterday you told me you love me and today you're telling me that I was nothing and that I was a test. Which one was it? Like, yeah, it was very confusing, but I ended that conversation with I don't want anything to do with you anymore, fuck off. And so that was that. She fucked off. It was a little bit heated between us. And then I spoke to Skylar, got a little bit more information on that one. Wasn't really too much, honestly. It was just like a little bit more context onto things. And then jumped in the water because my burns were itching, passed out in the water because it kind of sent me into a shock because apparently salt water is really bad for burns.
Good grief.
Yeah. I thought it would help, you know? So then I go to the hospital and then I ride around with Skylar for a lot. Skylar is lovely. It was actually really good to just kind of chat about it. Because honestly, the whole conversation with Baker was just, she talked about herself so much and how she wanted to like get over it. And she wanted to like, she needed to do this apology to get over it. She needed to apologize so that she could feel better, etc., etc. So, it was kind of good to get it out and have a conversation. But then later on, we met up with Lana. And so it was me, Lana, Skylar, and Umber, who is an EMS. But Lana and Skylar seem to be getting quite close. And Lana seems really happy. So that's a good side of things. I'm really happy for them because they seem to be hitting it off. And so that night, I think we all went out. We went for a ladies' night. It was quite fun. We all chilled out, etc., etc. And then after ladies' night, that was when I went to fight night, and I saw you, and it was really nice seeing you. When I got your text, I was very happy. Immediately was like, "Where the fuck are you?" So yeah, it was really nice to see you there. After all of that shit that had happened. So, I mean, as you can tell, it was still kind of fresh at that time, and that might be why the whole TLDR kind of came out rough.
Yeah.
So then I saw you, I blurted that out, and I thought that I'd actually kind of thrown everything, and that you'd look at me really badly. So I was ready to explain everything to you, you know, whenever we got the chance to, over coffee, mocha, with heart, which I did eventually
Delicious,
get.
by the way.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I ran around and I was trying to find a mocha. I went to Clerkenwell and I said, I'll pay $700. I said, I don't care how much. I just want to get it.
Did you actually pay $700 for a mocha?
They didn't want to overcharge me, so I paid a little less.
Oh my god.
But I was about to. I was going to.
That would be the most expensive cup of coffee ever.
That's what I'm saying. But I would have. I would have paid that or more. The only reason it was only 700 is because that was all I had. I should have lied. I should have said she did. No, we would have known. So then I talked to you. We talked, and then the next day at Academy, you sent me those texts and my heart dropped. I was like, oh well, fuck. What now? You know, like what the fuck's going on now? And then you told me your thing. But then it ended well in the end. You know, I ran and got the coffee and we obviously had an amazing night. It was really good.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
I did. Very much so. Very much.
Sounds like you've had quite the few weeks.
Yes. Well, this is the thing. It doesn't even finish there because of last night.
Oh my god. There's more.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a long story, as I said.
No, I'm in it to win it. Let's keep going.
So, I think this is the final part. She then asked me to therapy through that text. And as I said, fuck it, why not? If you will need to move on, then sure, because it's not fair that everyone else has moved on and she hadn't, right? So at that point, I'm done. I'm done. So after that conversation, I lost any feelings, and feelings turned to hatred. And then I spoke to Nova, and Nova actually had some really good advice, I'm gonna be honest. She kind of said to me, like, I asked her advice on what she thought, because I got the text while I was speaking to her. And she basically said, you know, you want to show that you don't care, then don't show anything, you know? Not anger, not anything like that. And I was like, you know what? That's so true. Why would I show anything? And like, I am done. And it kind of like snapped me into like the kind of thinking of, I don't actually care, and I'm ready to just go to this therapy and see what the fuck she wants, right? So then her therapist isn't around. The therapist I was going to meet with wasn't around either. So then I found one. His name was like Rex or something, and I met up with him and I said, we need therapy. And it was really weird. It was really odd. It didn't make much sense. She like sidebarred the therapist and started telling him something. And so I was just sat there like, I don't know what I'm doing here. She didn't want to say the story of everything. And it was odd. I was very confused. But I guess the main takeaway I got from it though was that after I had to tell a story after being the one asked for therapy, she then goes, "Oh my god, I really fucked you up, didn't I?" while laughing.
What
and
the
she
fuck?
And she said that I should be grateful that she helped me out of the closet. And she also said that she deserves a gold medal. So I'm just sat there kind of a little bit in disbelief. Like, what the fuck
That's so
is
fucked up.
wrong with her, you know? Like... that shit was crazy. And so I don't retaliate. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like that's fucking insane. I think honestly, I think I dodged a bullet accidentally. But the therapist didn't really say too much useful. That was basically what she said. That was the takeaway. And then her therapist wakes up. So then I'm like, fine, okay. Now maybe I'll see what you actually want, you crazy bitch. So she then says, I need to go do something. She buggers off for a bit. I then go to the hospital and wait. She turns up and she's like changed her hair and stuff and put a different outfit on. And then suddenly she's like complimenting my ass and stuff. And I was like, what the hell is happening? So I'm being pulled left and right, and I'm very confused, okay? So her therapist is there, and we end up driving to the pier, not this one, the other one in the city. And now for the next part, can you promise to not tell anyone this part?
Sure.
Well, she so if I haven't been thrown through a loop enough, she then tells me that she is suffering split personality disorder. And so and Deadman, I kind of am just like, okay, cool. I was kind of like, I'm not sure, like, I'm sorry. And just, I didn't know what to say. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it was really awkward because they kept going silent and like waiting for a reaction from me and saying like, you must have questions. And I was like, I don't. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry that's happening. I didn't know what she wanted from the conversation. Like, because regardless of that.
Like a justification for what she had done?
Yeah, she kind
like
of framed
have pity
it.
on me. I didn't mean to do it. It was my split personality disorder.
Yeah. So she kind of said it was like, I wanted to tell you so you understand why I did these things. That was like how she was framing it. But
Seems like an excuse, doesn't it?
yeah, it kind of
But maybe I'm
does.
just being a little bit inconsiderate. I don't know.
It was a tough one because like
I'm not going to lie to you, Candace. After all of this and everything that I've heard, not just from you, I'm not the biggest fan of this woman.
Yeah, I'm not either, and I can now tell why other people aren't either.
Do I think she's a bad person? I don't know. I don't know her well enough to make that assessment. But at the same time, she's done some really not great things. And I think that should have consequences.
That's the thing. I was like, I understand you're coming to me and telling me this thing, but I'm not just going to be like, oh my God, I forgive you for all this shit that you just put me through. You know? Like, it's awkward. It was awkward. I just didn't know what to say. And so then Baker stormed off and got angry at me because I wasn't really saying much. The therapist was standing with me. I told the therapist, I don't care for her or her issues anymore. So I don't know what to say. The therapist then goes over to Baker. They come back over and we will go home. And yeah. I'm just left completely confused as to what happened. Oh.
That's a lot, and I don't blame you for being a little overwhelmed, I guess. I think you're handling it better than I would. I probably wouldn't jump into the ocean with a bunch of burns, but you know.
That was I thought it would help. They were itchy.
Slap them or something.
Yeah, I mean I realize now. It was a little bit dumb, yeah. Well, the thing is, right, people are probably going to view me as a homewrecker, and I don't really care, you know. I've been called so many names, so many hurtful things, but as long as people that I actually care about know the full truth, then I'm fine. And that's why I'm telling you now.
Well, I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
It definitely has a little bit more context.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
It's hard
brutally
to.
honest. So, I mean, do I think you're completely innocent? No, but I think you were
Mm,
also very heavily manipulated in a very vulnerable position.
mm.
But
Yeah, it did feel a bit like that. And I know
it's
I'm not
definitely not
completely
all blame on
innocent.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm not. I even said that to Lana, you know. I was like, I'm not trying to make myself look good here because I'm not. I'm not an angel, but
And I can respect that, coming out and taking responsibility is great. I can't say the same for somebody else.
yeah. Yeah. I can't believe I'm still on fucking duty, bro. Lana did ask me an interesting question. She asked me if I enjoyed the chase. And,
Well, did you? Was it exciting
well,
knowing that you were
I said yes. I did enjoy the chase. I'm not gonna lie, you know.
was it the chase or the chase of somebody that was already in a relationship?
I don't really know. I honestly didn't really think about that side as much, but I guess probably both. I probably both, but she grimaces. Yeah, I know it doesn't make me look too good. I know. Look, you know me, right? I let people tattoo me. I let them tattoo whatever they want on me. I gamble all my money away on a car that I don't even know what I'm getting. I get into fights. I burn my face after getting too drunk. I jump in the ocean with a bunch of burns on my face. I was chasing excitement and I found it and I got burnt by it.
Yeah.
I've definitely learned a lot from it. I feel like I've grown up 10 fucking years in this past week, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Well, that's what's so great and so painful about life.
Mm.
There's a lot of learning lessons, and it's how you choose to move forward from those things and whether it makes you a better person or a worse person.
Yeah. Mm. I can't say I've got it all figured out, but I'm definitely learning. Hmm. Hi, Jester. What's happening? Oh, lots
How do
of
you feel? Do you feel like a better person after everything?
um
Or like, do you feel like you've learned anything?
um do I feel like I've learned anything? Oh yeah. Lots of things. Um I think it's a lot of it is that when you're like in these situations and you kind of have no idea like what you're thinking. And then when you're out of it, you just see so clearly. I just see everything clearly now. It was I fell quick and hard and That was only partially my downfall.
Okay, so I'll walk you through this.
Okay.
What did we learn when we meet somebody that has a girlfriend?
To I miss caressing these which numbers for Prime. Thank you. We learnt to not respond to any
Oh, there we
flirting.
go. It took you a long time to get to that answer, but
I
you
wanted
got
to
there
make sure I
eventually.
answered it right. Okay. We've learnt to not respond to any flirting, to stay away, far away, and to just get on with our life.
Okay. I'm glad you got there finally.
Yeah. And to find excitement from somewhere else.
Yeah, that doesn't involve jumping into.
Well, I was gonna say, if I'm gonna hurt anyone, it be myself only.
I think that's a good goal, but I think that's unrealistic, Candace. Another
Why?
part of life is that it's humans, we hurt other people, whether we mean to or we don't. You can try. I think it's a good goal to have.
You're saying I can't. It will just happen.
Sometimes without meaning to, you'll hurt some people. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I can just try.
Exactly.
That's all I can do.
Make right choices
Mm-hmm.
and just do your best. Know when to apologize, which it sounds like you do. And know when to learn from something and not make that mistake again.
Yes, I won't be making that mistake again. Whew. Yeah. That bitch crazy.
Is she something?
Yeah. I gotta say, it kind of sucked to have my first experience with a woman be like that. The reason I didn't want a like love triangle or some like threesome or something was because it was my very first time. I wanted my first everything to be with someone I cared about. And I mean, thank fuck it wasn't her now, honestly. I mean, phew.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, it kind of hurt the next day after starting to come to terms with things when I was also not your choice. The second time in a week.
Yeah.
But
See, that's what I mean. You know, you never mean to hurt somebody, but it was never my intention. And I'm sorry that I hurt you.
yeah, you know, it'd be how it be. But I do gotta say that I am glad my first time with a woman was with you, regardless of what happens.
Yeah. The feeling is mutual. It wasn't my first time, but
Yeah. Sometimes I want to not be Candace so these two can be together. Like the things that she's like not happy with, you know? I'm like, because I'm shipping these two hard, bro. But Candace has the big handers. Oh, no. Alternative timeline. I mean, Candace can lie. That's true. That is true. She can lie. It's an alternative timeline. I mean, she lies anyway. So what are your thoughts?
Candace?
Yeah?
Oh, sorry. I got lost in your eyes.
Oh. You can get lost in them whenever you want. What are your thoughts on everything? The hell? Any mods? Thanks. Lula. I am working on myself and I am working on accepting parts of myself and being more honest. And everything that I told you today is the truth. And I am still into you. You don't have to say anything back, but I just wanted to get that out there. Oh no, bad timing. I wouldn't have if she
Yeah, I don't really know what to say.
You don't have to say anything. Just, as I said, trying to be honest.
Whatever you need, I'm always going to be here.
What if she needs you?
I'm sorry, it can't be any more than that.
Oh, you fuck. Yeah. Guess I'm used to it at this point.
I know that you're going to find somebody that's going to give you everything that you want, need, and deserve.
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
I know it.
I want to know if it was one of the things she said. I want to know if it, I can't fucking type, bro. I bet it was the fucking... But it was the like, did you enjoy the chase with the partner? I have to ask.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to say, but like, can I ask what it is? Like, why, I guess?
Why we can't be together?
Yeah, it's just like, I just really enjoy our time together. I think we have so much fun together. We really like get along. You're really attractive, and we both have feelings. Or, well, I guess I've had feelings. So, what is it?
I wish I could put it into words. In a way that wouldn't sound like it has anything to do with you.
Are you saying it's not me, it's you?
In a way.
Huh.
I'm incredibly afraid of commitment.
Hmm. I mean, if there was no commitment there, would it be different?
I There was this guy. He was my high school sweetheart, right?
Yeah.
My parents were always working, so I didn't really have parental figures around. My brother started selling drugs, and I started hanging out with a not so good group of kids.
Mm.
I really, really enjoyed cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I know that's like a bombshell. That's weird, but
Well, that you had a hard upbringing?
not a bad upbringing. My parents were really, really great. They just weren't around. You know, they were both cops and
Mm.
always working, and we just didn't have a lot of oversight.
Yeah.
So my brother and I we just got into some bad shit.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this party one night, and everyone had already passed out for the night, but I wasn't done. I wanted just one more line. My boyfriend at the time, he was done, but I didn't want to do it alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I begged him, you know, hey, just do one line with me, and then we'll go to bed or something.
Mm-hmm.
He was really persistent that he didn't want to, but I forced him to, you know, just by begging.
Yeah.
And when I woke up, he was gone.
He was...
Yeah, he had his arm around me, and he was cold, and he'd been gone for a while.
I'm sorry.
So commitment's kind of hard. And obviously my parents found out.
Yeah.
Went to school for forensic science, trying to, get my life together.
Yeah.
It was hard without him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really serious about my job, and that's why I want to see you succeed. Is because like if I found my purpose in my career, then maybe you can find yours.
Hmm. I see. Makes sense. Sounds really hard.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm scared of commitment, and
Yeah.
getting attached to somebody, and the next day they could be gone, and us being on separate shifts and everything. I feel like my parents, I wouldn't get to see you all that much.
I see.
I know
I
that you deserve better than that.
I don't know. I don't really I don't know. I you're the best though, and I don't I don't think I can get better, to be honest. But I understand everything what you're saying.
So that's kind of what I mean by it's not you, it's me.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's hard to know what to say, you know?
Yeah.
I mm, my mum did a lot of drugs. I saw what it did to people. But I don't know. Maybe I cope with that by putting myself in stupid situations. Because you only live once, right? So why not live every day like it's your last?
I feel like I'm on the opposite side of that coin.
Yeah.
I live life a lot more safely for the same reason.
Yeah. Uh,
Tell me about you. I dropped a bombshell and
it's I don't really know what to say. I mean, Mum was a party goer. She always drank a lot. She always did a lot of drugs. There was always these little fucking white baggies everywhere. So I kind of just grew up around that. Dad wasn't really around. I guess I kind of left home early, really. And to stand on my own 2 feet.
Grew up young.
Yeah. And that's when I guess I started living my childhood again. I know I'm only like 21, so it sounds crazy, but this is partially
I
why
understand.
I got into like the TikTok and
Yeah.
all those kind of things. To like, you know, live it as I wish I could have when I was younger.
Yeah.
And now my face is burnt, so I'm not gonna do that again.
I think you could.
I don't know if I want to anymore.
You've definitely grown in the times that I've known you.
Yeah,
A
I
lot
guess I have
different
a
from how you were back
tendency
then.
to like have to go quickly, right? Poor Candace. So yeah, I mean, there's not really too much more to me, I guess. It's a lot of shit happened. I left. I went to a nicer place. Got a bunch of money from my socials, and lived quite a nice life, I guess. It was fun. But then I wanted more excitement, more things, more excitement. Always more excitement, and that's why I ended up coming here.
Yeah.
Wanted to live even more. And so that's how I've been living it, or at least trying to, and I guess that's why everything has got to this situation, and why I did the things I did.
Yeah. We all have our reasons.
Yeah. It's funny. It's easy to forget that everyone's living their own nightmare, dream, I don't know. Their own life. Of whatever that is.
Yeah. Where do you want to go from here?
I just gonna keep on working on cop. And maybe I'll actually stay away from the drugs and the alcohol.
I think that's a good idea. But it's your life to live.
I don't know. I just, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's I I guess it sounds kind of cliche, but I do think that God, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. There's a lot going through my head right now.
Well, I look forward to see where you go from here. And if you'll still have me as, a friend.
Okay, look, yes, 100%. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's next. I can't promise you that I will stay away from everything, but I'm definitely going to remember everything that you've said. Everything you've said will stay in my mind, no matter what happens. And I don't know what other trials and tribulations will come my way. And I will be honest that I do use I do use the drugs and the alcohol as a cope, a bit. But it helps.
Well, things don't change overnight.
Yeah. I guess I would like to say that I hope that this isn't a not ever and it's more of a not now.
Yeah.
I want to hold on to that hope.
Who knows, right?
And this is what I was gonna say. It sounds cliche, but like, I think we could fix each other in a way. Like, as I said, I am going to keep working on cop, and I am going to try from now on to stay away from the drugs and the alcohol. I do want to make you proud. I'm gonna do my
I'm gonna
best.
hold you to that, so.
Sorry, what did you say?
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Well, as long as we do remain at least friends, then I can keep you updated on it.
All right. Well, about that time.
Yeah.
It was nice to get to know you a little bit more, though. And hear the full story.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I
Don't be
should
sorry.
have told you everything sooner.
Well, to be fair, you were put on the spot pretty hard.
Yeah, I just got sick of being called this, like, poisonous fruit, this devil, this everything, this, that, because everyone had just heard one side of the story and just assumed
Everyone
that,
knows. Why does everybody know?
I don't know, it spread like wildfire, I guess. I don't know, maybe it's Baker and her 7 people or something, I don't know, guess what, just spreads.
Who all is the 7 people?
I think there was a lot of like PD people. Honestly, I got told by one person, and they didn't quite tell me all the names, but they told me that there was a lot. And that, well, she counted. I can't remember all of them though.
How does she have that much time on her hands?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know. She says the job's really important to her, but maybe the job's just important to get to know which people she wants to fuck. I don't know.
Jeez.
Oh, also, something that's probably important to say is I didn't love her. I've since realized that it was more infatuation.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it was the first girl, right? So it's kind of like completely infatuated and delusional, you know? Like, if it was love, those feelings wouldn't disappear so fucking quick.
Well, I mean, if you don't know the difference, it's easy to be confused, I think, between infatuation and love.
Yeah, I guess so.
Where do you want to go?
What I mean, BPD will do.
Do what?
BPD will probably be fine.
BPD? Okay.
Pardon me.
Do you feel better after talking about everything?
Yes and no.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, it still sucks to hear, right? Like...
Yeah, bittersweet, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, after you explained everything, as I said, I truly will try and get further in the PD, and stay away from the drugs, alcohol, and so I guess you've made an impact on me, and I just wish that impact could have been deeper and could have lasted, and obviously that's gonna make me sad.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I need to know what this is.
Oh, the music.
Okay, never mind. Am I losing it?
No, I heard it. It's stopped.
Okay.
I think it's in the coffee shop, wasn't it?
You hear it? You hear it?
No.
Oh, it's Bahama Mamas.
Oh, that makes sense.
That does make sense. Yep.
Just started fucking puking. I do have one more question.
Yeah.
tell me if I should stop
Oh
holding
my
on to
god, you're so
hope.
tall.
Oh, I'm wearing heels.
Yeah.
You would tell me if I
Oh
should
my god,
stop.
you're so tall. You're like a giraffe.
Oh, okay. Okay. You're such
Built
a
like a bike.
bozo.
Brain.
Okay. I can take them off if you want me to.
No, it was just it's a TikTok thing. I thought maybe you would
Yeah.
know the reference. Okay. No, continue.
Okay. You would tell me if I should stop holding on to hope, right?
But shouldn't have you arrested
Yeah.
temporarily if you believe
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the future holds, and I don't really know what to say to that. I think right now hope is probably
no
not the
worries,
best
it only
idea.
took me 9 days of my time.
Probably what, sorry?
For you to not recognize anybody.
Holding on to hope right now probably isn't a good idea.
Okay.
I would remember people that beat me up and had
I don't
me
think you should put
replace
your
my
life on
ribs
hold
with
for me.
metal plates if that had happened.
Okay.
If you find somebody that makes you happy, please go for it.
They didn't have different faces though. I may be able to get a lineup with a few people, but
So
they have to come
loud.
in voluntarily, and the people that are guilty of this won't want to.
Right.
So
Well,
loud.
yeah.
You too.
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, thank you for asking my question. And
Asking you a question?
answering my
Yeah,
question,
well,
sorry.
I thought I answered it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I catch you around, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
I would hug you, but I'm afraid of leaning in.
You're afraid of leaning in.
No, I'm just gonna go for it.
What was that noise?
I was motorboating you.
Where did it work? There we
Oh,
go.
that's much better.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
fantastic.
better.
I know.
Gosh. You could have
Alright.
motivated me anytime. Sorry, it's too soon.
Good night, Candace.
Good night, Lulu.